Welcome to Archiversity online lectures. In this class, I am going to explain you Cochrane Q-test. So Cochrane Q-test is useful when you have groups or individuals or sets which is 3 or more, and your dependent variable is measured on a Dictomus scale. In that scenario, you need to use Cochrane Q-test to know whether there is any difference in the population or is there any differences in the opinions expressed by different sets of individuals or groups. I'll explain this with an example borrowed from a textbook of Miss Miller and using SPSS. Now I am not going to explain you the equation or calculation method manually, but I'll show you this how to run Cochrane Q-test using IBM SPSS. The Cochrane Q-test is appropriate when your dependent variable has Dictomus responses, that is yes, no, pass, fail, or 0, 1, etc. are the requirements of dependent variable. And the Cochrane test is particularly suitable when the data are in a nominal scale or dictomized ordinal information or ordinal scale. So multiple measures may be taken on an individual such that each individual acts in its own control, or measures may be taken on a multiple individuals in a set. So here when we are talking about a multiple individuals in a set or a multiple individuals or mean, so the set equals to 3 or more. So if you have a 2 or less than about 2 related samples, then we use a McNemar's test. In case you have a 3 related samples, here we are talking about a related samples. So 3 related samples or a more related samples, then we use Cochrane Q-test. So the Cochrane Q-test for k related samples, so k is 3 or more, provides a method for testing whether 3 or more matched sets of frequencies or proportions differ significantly among themselves. So the null hypothesis we frame here is that there is no statistically significant difference in the population proportions. So here when we are talking about the proportions, we take the discrete values, not the percentages. Then the alternative hypothesis states that the population proportions are different. Now we look at how to interpret a Cochrane Q-test result. So when you run a Cochrane Q-test, you will either get a statistically significant result or a non-statistically significant result. Now if your result is not statistically significant, that means you are retaining null hypothesis. So it indicates that the percentages or proportions at the different time points or under different treatment conditions are same in the population. So your null hypothesis here says that there is no statistically significant differences in the population. So in such scenario, you are retaining the null hypothesis. In this circumstance, it is not necessary to do any follow-up tests. Now on the other hand, if you did get a statistically significant result, that means when you are rejecting null hypothesis, when you reject a null hypothesis, you will probably want to follow up your Cochrane test. So two things. One is if you retain a null hypothesis, then there is no need to do any follow-up test. If you reject the null hypothesis, then you need to run a follow-up test. So a follow-up test can be done with the help of a McNemar's test. So earlier I explained you the concept of a McNemar test for paid samples. So using a test for paid samples, you need to do a follow-up test for Cochrane's Q-test. So here I have an example. Now a clinical nurse coordinator is interested in students' feedback on types of experiences they have in 3 different clinical settings. So here you have 3 clinical settings. Now that means 3 different conditions or treatments are there. Let us say we call this as a T1, T2 and T3. Then she recruits 30 students to form sets of 10. So there are 10 sets. You can say S1, S2, S3, then S10. So in each set there are 3 individuals and each is assigned to one treatment. So S1 there are 3 individuals, S2 also 3, S3 also 3, S4 also 3, and each is assigned to one test like this. Now these three includes three different treatments. At the end of the internship program, this is actually based on internship. At the end of the internship program, all the participants were asked to rate overall learning experience in each of the setting as a 0 to indicate not best experience and 1 to indicate or 1 to denote excellent experience. So your responses here are 0 or 1. So as this is a dichotomous. Now here, if you observe here you have a sets, that is a pairs, 3 or more. So here you have a 10 sets and your dependent variable is measured on a dichotomous. So in this context, we run a Cochrane's Q-test. So as you know, Cochrane's Q-test, individual, that is independent variable should be a sets of 3 or more, or individuals of 3 or more, and then your variable dependent variable should be measured on a dichotomous. So this clearly gives us the indication that you need to run Cochrane's Q-test on this. Now here is the data for a Cochrane's Q-test. Now three treatments, one is a office, second one is a hospital, third one is a critical care. In the sense, from each set, each of individual is sent to a internship in these three different settings. Now to run a Cochrane's Q-test, click on analyze from a menu command. So here go to non-parametric tests and then related samples, or you go to the legacy dialogues, and from legacy dialogues K related samples. So once you go to the K related samples, here you have a 3 of your groups. Now select these 3 by holding a control key and A, then send it to test variable. Now here test type, you have 3 test types: Friedman, then Kendall's W and Cochrane's Q. So uncheck the Friedman and select Cochrane Q test and click on exact, then select exact here, click a continue and then click OK. So here you have results for Cochrane Q test. Here 8 says best experience and 2 says excellent experience. In case of a hospital, 3 says best experience and 7 says excellent experience. And in case of a critical care, 1 says best experience and 9 says excellent experience. In the sense, there is a difference between the opinions expressed by different sets related to different treatments. Now look at the test statistics. Here the test statistics, your Cochrane's Q-test value is 8.667, degrees of freedom is 3. Then your exact significant value is 0.01, which is less than 0.05. That means you are rejecting the null hypothesis. So as you are rejecting the null hypothesis, then you need to perform pairwise McNamara test to know which two groups are different. So here Cochrane's Q-test is omnibus test, which says that, which simply indicates you there is a significant difference in the population proportions of a 3 groups. However, it will not tell you which 2 groups are different. So to know that which 2 groups are different, then you need to run a McNamara's paired sample test to know the differences. So that's what we call as a follow-up test. So this is how you need to run the Cochrane's Q-test in SPSS, frame a hypothesis and interpret the results. Thank you for listening to the lecture.